Hi, I'm Matt Higgins.
I'm Matt DeWolf.
ROADSHOW 12 is on its way. Today on ROADSHOW,
TAWs at Western Michigan show us how to survive in record low temperatures.
a haunted house raises heart rates and money,
Our TAW performer just returned from Iraq.
and Ted DiBiase gives us his take on ATO. Time for a game of word association. Ready?
Ready.
Michigan in the winter,
Cold.
camping in the snow,
Really cold.
and in the immortal words of Outkast, what's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
All right, all right, all right.
Equipped with heaters, tents, and a large gorilla named Iggy, TAWs at Western Michigan battled season low temperatures when they recently made their home in the center of campus. And it came as no surprise when the second annual campus campout raised more than $10,000 in 48 hours.
When they do things, they do it big and they do it well. And they're really good at letting people know about those things so that they can get greater support, not only from the Greek community, but the greater, larger community.
Blasting music from the middle of campus, TAWs were on rotating shifts for the 48-hour span, raising awareness for the homeless and money for Habitat for Humanity.
ATO has raised a whole lot of money to help a family in need purchase a house with Habitat, and that house is going to be here for, 80, 90, 100 years. So they've really made a lasting impact.
While braving the sometimes sub-zero temperatures, brothers did whatever they could to keep warm and have fun. But the rewarding part was knowing that they've helped make a difference.
Just the fact that at the end of the day when we were announcing on campus, it was the culmination of the event and we had successfully raised $10,000 and we got to broadcast that across the university. It's wonderful. And the fact that we actually helped build the Habitat House and we can drive past it now and see it, and it's just incredible. And it's just a great feeling and it makes me want to do it again next year.
Cool event.
That's an understatement. But if the thought of camping out in freezing weather isn't enough to chill your blood, then you'll definitely be chilled when you see this. Matt?
Everyone knows the Southern Miss TAWs host a great crawfish boil, but they also have a very scary, very successful haunted house. Be afraid. Be very afraid. In its 9th year of existence, the ATO House of Horrors continues to frighten both the Hattiesburg and university communities for a good cause. With a little work, each room becomes its own themed exhibit of horror, and visitors are guided by a rope through the house before finally reaching safety outside. The TAWs transform their house into a macabre maze of terror, and with a lot of fake blood and a lot of raw meat, the TAWs are able to give everyone going through the house a case of the willies. But the haunted house is more than a creep show, as the event is held to raise money for the local Habitat for Humanity. This year, the event raised more than $9,000 in its 3 days of ghoulish fun. To learn more about raising money and frightening your community with a haunted house, log on to atoroadshow.org and check out Target chapters.
Rambo's got nothing on our top performer. For First Lieutenant Kevin McCormick, the 12 months he spent in Iraq were a blast, literally.
This Army truck drove up and all these soldiers started getting out. Well, they got in the way of our You know, if we're going to blow it up, they're going to get hurt. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, trying to find their leader, tell them to get out of the way because we're, you know, blowing a cache. Well, all of a sudden, this Apache helicopter opens up with a chain gun and it's over, just right overhead, and the brass just was hitting me all around. I was like, I dropped down, I didn't know what was going on. Bullets were flying, the car was blown up. It's crazy. I was probably the most scared I was. When the bullets were flying, you know, I was so concerned, you know, that my men are all right, that they're doing the right thing, that, you know, they're safe. It's the creed. It didn't mean a whole lot to me. It's just something, you know, we had to memorize. But, you know, over there, just kind of, you know, being away, just, you know, pondering back on it. You know, bond is strong as right itself. My platoon supported an infantry battalion, and we would just blow stuff up for them. We provided mobility, counter-mobility, and survivability support. Primarily, we were just blowing stuff up. Cherish the time. You're at school. School's awesome. I wish I was back there. It's so much fun. You know, I wish I could have the stress of just an exam or something. It's nothing to going into combat and making life or death decisions.
Dozens of TAWs are currently serving overseas, and we wish them a safe return home.
Regional leadership conferences focused on year-round recruitment, but if your chapter still needs help, maybe you should consider a Recruitment Advantage workshop.
If you want to see your successes on the show, log on today and let us know what your chapter's doing.
Appalachian State let us know. That's what brought us to the Fall Kids Festival. Iota Pi's Fall Festival was a slam dunk, but lucky for some, there was a lot more going on than just a dunk contest. Centered around Halloween, the festival featured a costume contest, pumpkin painting, an airwalk, and more. Over 60 children took part in the day's events and took away plenty of treats. Thanks to the success of last year's pumpkin painting event, Iota Pi decided to increase the appeal by making this year's event a full festival. But at the end of the day, the pumpkin painting contest was still the big draw. To learn how to plan your own festival, log on to ATORoadshow.org and check out target chapters.
Those chapters are scoring big points in the region race, and you can score big too. Just be wary of pointless submissions like these.
The biggest reason for not scoring points was lack of detail, followed closely by lack of significance.
Treat your submissions like they're going to be part of your annual report or a chapter newsletter, and be sure to explain why the submission is important.
Now here's a blast from the past. A lot of us remember wrestling superstars like Hulk Hogan, Randy, Macho Man Savage, and the $1 Million Man. But there's a lot more to Ted DiBiase than just a wrestling career.
I look at ATO today as being the fraternity in the Greek community that's, setting the example, that's leading the way, and that is showing by not only word but in deed, the excellence, and actually changing the stereotyped image of the Greek community as a whole. I'm much prouder now of the heritage of ATO than I was of myself and my own personal conduct when I was a college-age student. All the more reason for me to go out and mingle with the young men coming up today, and to share with them both the good and the bad. What I saw and what I experienced then as opposed to what I've experienced now. It was a lot more fun to be a villain because you get much more into the character, and the $1 Million Man was kind of like the Snidely Whiplash in wrestling, To walk out into the arena and hear people boo me out of the building was like applause for the good guys, because I realized I was hired to do a job and I was playing a role, and that role was to be a villain. So the more people hated me in that role, the better I was doing my job. It was 12 years before I hit the big time, and along the way there was a lot of hard work and determination and paying a price. I realized that with all the success that you could possibly have and all that you could gain material in the world, if you don't have those two qualities, character and integrity, you're going to fail. A good leader will pour into those under him and try to help them to become as successful as they can, and in return, what he will reap from that is those people that he mentors, those people that he pours into are going to go all out to do all they can to help him become successful at whatever it is he's doing. What I'm very proud of today is that the fraternity as a whole is going back to the principles that it was founded on.
Make sure you register for Congress. We'll be there, along with more than 500 ATOs. Matt?
It's not what you know, it's who you know. And our host chapter is making sure that everyone knows them and that they know everyone. Their predilection for going big or going home has earned them recognition across campus and throughout their community.
You need something that'll catch people's eye, and when you get something that catches people's eye, you get publicity and you get people to jump on the bandwagon. When you got, it's like a freight train, and it's hard to be stopped when you got so many people backing you. So with the events that we do, we go big. We make sure they're well known, we make sure they're publicized, that everyone knows about them, so that we can get the support that we deserve, that we've earned.
And one of the things that the ATOs have done in this process has been to focus not only the need to help the homeless, but to remind all of us who are frankly more fortunate than many others that there are others with need and there are ways that we can help.
ATO here on campus does a really good job at utilizing their resources and connecting with multiple constituencies on the campus. I think that it shows in their leadership and ability to collaborate and connect and be in other leadership roles, not only in their organization, but also across campus, and that really helps make a difference.
A reporter came up to me and was like, what's the #1 thing that like people say to you or whatever? And I said, you know, people come up to us and just tap us on the shoulder and say, you guys are crazy. She replied, and this really stuck out in my mind, is that she said, throughout history, all leaders have been told, you guys are crazy.
That's all for now. Remember, if you want to be on the show, you've got to let us know what you're doing.
Log on to ATORoadshow.org for the latest updates and success stories. See you at Congress.